Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel APM Guide. As a part of our APM gestures using APM gestures plugin series, in this video we'll see how to perform long press gesture using gestures plugin. Okay, so we have a command called gesture colon long press under gestures plugin. Okay, by using this gesture we can able to perform the long press on a element present on the screen. Okay, so what is the long press here? So just tap and hold the screen for a particular duration, that is the element for specific duration, that is known as a long press. Okay, and the supported arguments for this commands is the element id, that is id of the element, and pressure, that is the permissible value is the 0 to 1, that is pressure has to be between 0 to 1. An example I have showing it 0.6 here. So we had to put some pressure on the particular element on the screen so that you can perform the long press. Okay, so the value should be between 0 to 1 here. Okay, I'm just showing the example as 0.6 here. Okay, and next argument is the duration. Okay, duration, the permissible value is 0 to max, and that is the time. See, we had to long press by the pressure and the time also. Okay, so time should be in milliseconds. So example I given as 1000 milliseconds. Okay, as usual, what is exactly the element ID? So briefly we discuss about that one. So element ID is not the element, not even the locator ID. It is a random hexadecimal code representing the element in the session written by the find element API. Okay, so means when you're running the APM server, okay, in the particular session, okay, the find element API will generate a hexadecimal code for each and every element. By using this hexadecimal code, we are performing the gesture. Okay, so this is the element ID. Already I discussed about this one. Okay, I'll place this link in icon. Please go through that video, complete video. You can understand what exactly the element ID. Okay, the sample code will look like driver dot execute method, and we have to provide the command called gesture colon long press, and we have to pass these arguments here. Okay, now this is the part of the theory. Now we do the practically, we show it. Okay, just open the Eclipse and we'll create a class under com.appiumguide.gestures underscore plugin. Okay, in this folder we create a class and we name the class as long press demo. Okay, long press demo, and already we have sample class here, so that we copy the setup and tear down methods so that we can save the time. Copy paste here and do the necessary changes. This is just used to save the time, and remove the package name here. Okay, and update the class name here. So our setup and tear down class methods are ready. In setup, I have used the capabilities that platform name Android, automation name UI Automator 2, and device name I have using the Pixel 7 Pro 11. That is the name of my emulator. Okay, the first step. Okay, before writing the code, we will see what the functionality we are going to automate here. Okay, so open the emulator and we will open the API demos app. Okay, then click on views, then we had to click on expandable list, and then we had to click on custom adapter, and then we do the long press on the people's name, dog's name, and cat's name one by one. So I do the long press on people's name. You can see if you do a long press means we have to specify the pressure and the duration here so that we get the menu here. Okay, then we click on the back button, refresh and escape on black button, and then we have click on the custom adapter once again, and we do the long press on dog name so that we get the menu. Okay, these two scenarios we are going to automate here. Okay, the first of all we have to get the strategy and the selector values of this one. Okay, so first step we have to write it driver dot activate app. So I'm using this method to open the API demos app here. So we have to provide the package name here we get from the Appium inspector. Okay, so open the Appium inspector to capture the strategy and selector of the element here. So before starting the session we need to run the Appium inspector also. So my Appium is launched now. Now we click on the select the capabilities. The capability have given the Android platform name and automation name UI automated 2. Click on start session. Okay, I had to click on the views here. Okay, so we got the package name of this app, so just click on this one and provide this package name so that I can open the API's demos app here. Okay, the second step is the to click on views here. So it is the accessibility ID strategy and the selector is the views here. So go back to Eclipse and say driver dot find element Appium by accessibility ID. So views and then click. So once I click on this one, the next step is the expandable list. So go here to Appium inspector and refresh here. Okay, expandable. This is also accessibility ID. What I will do, I just copy this line. Okay, the value I need to update here. That is the expandable list. Okay, once you click on expandable list, the next one is the custom adapter. Appium inspector, custom adapter. It is also accessibility ID. Copy here and paste it here. Okay, and next is the once I click on the custom adapter, I had to get the people's name. I had to perform the LongPress. Okay, Appium inspector, refresh. This is the one. Okay, this is the Android UI automator. Okay, so we have to provide this one. So here I say driver dot find element Appium by Android UI automator, and I have to provide the value here. Okay, and pass this value to the web element web element okay, so that we can use this element for the LongPress here. Okay, so we had to use this sample code here. So we had to use driver dot execute script and we had to provide the command here and the arguments. So come back to the Eclipse and say driver dot execute script and provide the key here. That is the gesture colon long press. Okay, long press. See, L is in smaller case and P is in uppercase. Okay, now I had to provide the list of arguments here. So I had to use immutable map of dot of and I had to provide the list of variables here. The first one is the element ID. The first key I had to provide element ID and say element and for getting the hexadecimal code of this element, I had typecast this element to the remote web element so that I can use the method called get id method. Remote web element. After casting this element to a remote web element, just click on dot get id method will get it so that we get the hexadecimal code. Okay, then this is the first variable or the second variable. Okay, the second variable you need to provide here. Okay, the second variable is a pressure. Okay, so pressure. The pressure I had to give in the, so you go here, you can see the first second variable is a pressure. It should be between 0 to 1. So I'll give as 0.6 here. Okay. So 0.6. Okay. The next one is the duration. Okay. So duration. The how much time I need to long press on the element. That is a duration here. So I say as I say 1000 milliseconds. Okay. So that's it. So I'm doing a long press on this one. Okay. We'll see the effect also. Thread dot sleep. I give the just 3 seconds here. Once I did a long press, I had to do it on here also, right? I had to click on escape and then back. Once again I click on here, then I had to do the on doc's name. Okay, so I had to use driver dot press key new key event android key escape so to close the drop down here and then I had to click on back. Now I had to do the long press on this element, that is the dog's name. Okay, so it is a dog's name here. Okay, so what I will do, I just copy paste this code here. So element, this will I'll create this variable outside the method. Also do it. Okay, so I'm doing a long press on the dog's name here. Okay, just copy the update the selector value here. Dog name. Okay, so we are performing this one. Okay, so two scenarios is enough. So we write the dead dot sleep here. Say comment as a scenario 1 perform long press on the element people's name. Okay, that is the first scenario. So you can open the menu. Okay, and I have used the sys dot also. With this one provide here so that I can print the this one in the console. Okay, this is the first scenario. And now I had to do the long press on the dog's name here. Just it is performing the long press on here also, dog's name, that's it. Okay, here also I give the dead dot sleep. Okay, and I had to give this one, I had to click on this one, right? Yeah, Okay, that's it. So what I am doing is I am opening the API demos app, click on views, expandable list, then click on the custom adapter. Then I am performing the long press on the people's name so that it open the menu. Okay, then I am doing the long press on this one, and then what I am doing here, I'm clicking the escape to close the menu, and then click on the back to go back to the custom adapter element, then click on once again custom adapter, and then I had to do a long press on the docs name element. Okay, and we had to get we get the menus button there. Okay, so these two scenarios will run here. So we had doing the long press on this people's name, and then we had on the dog's name here. Okay, so close this app, and we are running the server. Close the server, and here to remember one thing is that when you want to use this gestures plugin, we need to run the Appium server with the flag called Appium space use hyphen plugin equal to gesture. We have to provide the name of the gesture plugin here. So Appium space double hyphen use hyphen plugin equal to gesture. Run the Appium server. Now you can see we have the use plugin gestures here. Now we can able to run this code here. Okay, just right click and say run. It has to open the API demos app, click on views, and then expandable list here. Views. Okay, so I given the V in smaller case. It should be uppercase. We're going to fail because I use with the selector. To stop this one, and then update this selector value here. Okay, B, yeah. Now once again run it. Yeah, click on views, yes, click on expanded list, custom adapter, long press, see menu came, click on escape, back button, we just click on this back button here. Okay, some problem with my emulator. Yes, some problem with my emulator. Okay, I will just stop this one. I'll open the emulator once again. Okay, so some problem with the emulator. I restart the emulator here. So what I'll do after escape, I'll give some time here. Okay, now I once again run this. Before that one, I'll start the Appium server once again. Appium double hyphen use hyphen plugin. From couple of days my emulator is going trouble for me. Okay, so I'm running the Appium server with the plugin, okay, with gestures here. So once again run the script. Open the API demos app, click on views, expandable list, custom adapter, press long press on people's name, escape, some problem with the Android key, back. Okay, once again to stop. Okay, I think some problem with my emulator when I click on the black button. Okay, Some problem with my emulator. What I will do, I will just wait for 10 seconds here and then manually I do this process. Okay, I think this black button creating some problem in my emulator. Okay, some problem with my emulator. Running once again. So manually I click on back button here so that you can click on the doc's name, LongPress. Okay, open the API demos app, views. So LongPress. Now it has to click on the adapter, custom adapter, and do the long press on the dock name here. Some problem with my emulator when you click on the back button, that's it. Okay, so we can do the long press by using the command called gesture colon long press. Okay, we had to provide the arguments element id, okay, and pressure and duration. Okay, this is all about the gestures long press using API, which is the Appium gestures plugin. Okay, if you like this video, please click on like button, subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.